Hello, hello, it is the Trading Captain, and after what feels like forever, I'm finally back for a recap, and I'm sitting at $14.08 on the day. Now, before we go ahead and actually get started here, I want to talk about something real quick. I talked about this in the last video, and I just really want to reiterate it because it's very important, and that is that we are really in the midst of a cold market cycle right now. We're seeing a couple stocks where they're starting to get some momentum, so that could indicate that the market is heating up. But it could also indicate that we are just in a cold market with hot periods. So it's really difficult for me to differentiate this, so I just want to flag this. But let's go ahead now and move on and talk about my trade for today. So one trade today, very patient, and I managed to get a base hit on it, so I'm happy for that. Let's take a look at what happened. So we had ENVB. This one was a pop and drop, ended up fully retracing. But during this final extension here, you can't see because of the volume how it ended, but at the start of this volume pushing down, this was very light volume, had enough for me to get in, so I did end up taking a trade for this bounce attempt. However, as we did this initial bounce, I gave it about 20 seconds of hold time and did not get the resolution. I can actually show it here so you can actually see. So from where I entered at 8:07 30 seconds, you can see I held till 8:07 50 seconds, and see, I gave it about 20 seconds of time, about 10 seconds for the first profit target, and it just couldn't get that bounce. Signaled to me that despite this having such a big pullback, the fact that we did not get a very clean resolution within 20 seconds meant that I had to cut it as per my rules. So I did that and got a nice base hit. It would have ended up rolling over, so being conservative and not trying to overreach was the correct play here, and it paid off. Now, it was very easy for me to be in this very pullback mindset because this entire really cold cycle, I've really shifted to a conservative mindset. So the fact that I was even willing to take a trade, given how conservative I've been, really shows that I'm not willing to give a lot of wiggle room right now. So as far as other stocks that moved, we didn't really have anything that held up too well. We had FOFO, Chinese stock, no news, pump and dump. We had FRGT, popped up, quickly rolled over, no real volume to it. And this was one that I might even look into this and do an investigation on because this was very, very interesting to me, which is RUBI. Now, I called this out several times pre-market, how it didn't make sense. Now, this was a stock allegedly that has 500,000 shares outstanding, very low shares outstanding, and it made quite a big move. But what I thought was really unusual, well, there was two things. First of all, was let's look at the actual volume on this move up. You can see that we were having hundreds of thousands of volume. Allegedly, we were having float rotation every few minutes. But despite this, we were grinding very slowly higher. Now, if you know anything about float rotation, when you're having that high of a float rotation, typically you should be seeing monster moves, right? If the entire float is rotating in minutes, this thing should be making 10, 20, 30% moves per minute. And we weren't seeing that. We were seeing this very grind chop. And another big red flag was during these periods, when I was looking at the level 2 data, we were seeing in some instances maybe 50,000 shares on the bid and ask. Now, seeing 1/10 of the entire shares outstanding on bid and ask is completely irrational. That is way too much tension. So the only logical thing I could conclude was that this stock was being pushed up for some reason. I didn't know why, but it was clear it was being elevated. And my initial thought was, okay, there must have been dilution or something. So I went ahead, I looked into the filings. There was a prospectus very recently, but what I thought was strange was that when I went ahead and I was looking back, we'll go ahead to, let's say, the 20-day 5-minute. Go ahead and change it here. What I thought was interesting, first, let's look at the volume after the split. And this is very interesting. We had a huge sell-off, right, from 420s down to like 230s. So it lost about 50% of its value, but look at the volume, right? You've got 30,000 volume, 20,000. Right, so maybe like 100,000 volume here. You've got another spike down for like 28,000 here. This is way too low a volume for this kind of price crash. And then to see the price rally like this afterward, there was no real period of time. Even if we go to pre-split, there wasn't really high volume during these periods. So there was no real opportunity for this dilution to have taken place. Now, I must have missed something, right? Because there's always an answer, and I don't genuinely have the answer here, right? The float, the shares outstanding was reported as low relatively recently, and when I look back a month in time, I don't see any period where the dilution could have taken place, which is confusing to me. Now, maybe it was a private placement or something like that. I'm thinking about looking into it more, but realistically, there was no period that I could identify where they could have acquired this through market dilution. And what was most strange to me, and this is what I was really focusing in on and worried about that ended up happening, was because this was getting propped up relative to what should have been a low float, I thought that the risk of this thing having a huge dump was very possible. Typically, whenever we see this kind of accumulation, whenever it mismatches the float, this is preparation for a dump. And so whenever we did have the market finally open, this was a very, very nasty rug pull. This looks to me like a blatant pump and dump in hindsight. I have no idea why the float was higher, why there was somebody with such a huge position that was able to move this stock up. But ultimately, yeah, it was what I thought was a very picture-perfect pump and dump. But yeah, I'm thinking about looking into that more. If you're interested in me posting or giving my thoughts on it, if I find out, let me know in the comments. I might make a video on this. But yeah, I just wanted to flag this here because I think this was very, very suspicious how this happened. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up my recap. I'm not sure how frequently I'm going to post recaps, right? If I have trades, then I'll do it, but I'm not necessarily going to just cover every no trade day. I think if there's a no trade day and it's just like a very rare one-off, I think making a recap video for that is fine. But if I'm not trading 3 out of the 5 days, I don't know if that's necessary to make a recap every time. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up my recap. If you like what you saw, please do leave a like. I do stream every day, so if you're interested in seeing that, you can check it out on the channel. But yeah, I'll go ahead and end it here. Take care, everybody.